junker red ved juletid.
Ching chang ching lutilej.
Omkring ham dalede sneen hvid.
Ching chang ching lutilej.
Welcome to This Week in Our Collective Heads, and welcome to the topic of the episode show, TOTES as we call it, where we give you a topic for the week, and then we discuss what our views of the topic are. What your views are, we read them aloud, or just in our minds sometimes. But this week's topic is family games and more general games that you can play with the family, kids, mom and dad, whoever it is.
Yeah. What
makes a good family game? What are some of your favorite family games?
Right. And so a lot of those are going to end up being Nintendo because, basically, Nintendo was the first that really sold. Because, Atari had multiplayer stuff, but it wasn't... They didn't get to go all the way into the cute stuff because the graphics weren't really that great, and so you could just do tennis and pong and stuff. And so like Mario in the comments, Mario Party, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, a lot of these are non. Yeah. They're not focused on the violence because first person shooters is the most multiplayer there is.
Yep.
Call of Duty continues to sell, and most of that is multiplayer. But Nintendo focuses on making stuff that everybody can play, and I really appreciate that.
I think Mario Party is a great example of that because what they basically took with Mario Party was let's do a board game in a video game and do it well.
Yeah,
because they've tried to do Monopoly on video. It's just don't.
No.
Just play Monopoly. And then hate everybody.
Don't play Monopoly either.
So
look up YouTube videos on Monopoly and watch those and find out how it was never meant to be a fun game to begin with. Do that.
Yeah.
Original game is capitalism.
Yep. But Nintendo had the market on it, and I think still has the market on it very well. There are certain games that come that I would say have come to the forefront, like you said, without the violence and everything, like Rocket League, where you can play that with
you can play that with
anybody. I think that the most important thing when it comes to family games is the learning curve, because if you're playing with someone who's a very casual gamer or even a non-gamer, you want to be able to just put the controller in their hands and go.
See, that's why that is one of the weaknesses in my mind of Mario Party. Is because it is tremendous fun if everybody is learning the mini games at the same time.
Yeah.
But if you have somebody who's gone through is there a story mode?
I don't think so.
Okay. So
if you had someone who's played it a few times.
Yeah. Then whenever you get into a certain mini game, they're going to have a strategy already in mind, and it's fun to watch and everybody figure out how to do it.
1-2 Switch is the same way. Mm-hmm. Again, that should have been a pack-in game, but
my favorite, honestly, I think my favorite was the Samurai Catch
thing. One. Yeah,
that was fun.
There are some fun ones in there, but there are others that if you get the hang of the game in general, and the biggest example of that is the Safe Cracker. If you know, so if you bring two people in who don't know how to play it, then it's all right. If you bring one person in who's played it quite a few times.
Right, because they know what they're listening/feeling for.
Well, that and you can sweep relatively large sweeps.
And that's what I figured. The second time I was playing against Cass, I figured that out, and I think I got 3 to her 1.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's...
Exactly.
It's the same.
Yeah, I think that Rocket League has a steeper curve, in my opinion.
It has a steeper curve, but Rocket League was fun when I was bad.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And that's a really difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Snipper Clips. I know I've been talking a lot about the Switch. Snipper Clips is a great example. I've put that controller into people's hands who have not played a game since the Atari or NES.
Yeah.
And it takes them a little longer because they are not used to playing games, and then they really enjoy it. The Wii did a great job at this, and the Wii converted non-gamers into quasi people who own a gaming console. But
they were at least willing, because there were some people who like especially if you were only in the Nintendo, Super Nintendo era, when you pick up a PlayStation or an Xbox controller, that thing has a lot more buttons than you were used to.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely an intimidating thing that turns a lot of people off.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that Mario Kart is a good example of it as well, but I think one of my favorite recent family games.
Okay.
It's not a family game. But we're talking multiplayer, so I wanted to throw this in there. Jackbox.
Yeah, the Jackbox party games are
so
wonderful.
I'm going to put this into family games with adult family.
But there are certain games within the Jackbox party pack that you make dirty.
Yes.
I could play Fibbage with my parents. I'm just going to put in different answers than when I'm playing with my friends.
Yeah.
And like there was one I forget which. Anyway, there are some in there that you can definitely play regardless, and it's the audience who is allowed to make it dirty.
Sure.
So yeah, Quiplash starts out dirty.
Yes.
And in the comments we have Rocket League is like bumper cars. The casual players are going to have fun driving around.
That's true.
And it is like there's also for those of you who have played soccer, you get excited because you got to kick the ball.
Yes.
And in Rocket League, it's like you're driving around, you're having fun, and when you touch the ball and it goes vaguely in the direction, you're like, "Yay, I'm helping!"
I think doing like a one-on-one with someone who wants you to learn and be good, you can still have a lot of fun.
I did that for a couple of people.
Yeah.
And I had fun too.
A one-on-one or two-on-two, any of that where you specifically go, okay, if you've played the game, hang back.
However, 4-on-4 with all complete newbies.
Oh no!
Because I set up a new profile on PlayStation, and this is a fun way if you want to introduce somebody to Rocket League, have them create their own profile on Xbox or PlayStation.
It'll pair
and
them
let
up.
them do that, and that'll keep them from being paired with people who know more what they're doing.
Sure.
And so if you do that, put them in a chaos fight. And it's so much fun because the ball barely moves or it like shoots off into the stratosphere. It's a lot of fun and it's pretty and you're going fast and stuff like that.
I had fun with Rocket League. Like I agree. As soon as I started playing it, I was having fun.
Yeah.
Where a lot of games that are competitive like that take a while to warm up.
Yeah.
What did Chris say?
Chris White from one of our friends and followers, thanks Chris, says the Rayman games on the Wii are pretty fun party games and games that are fun with a family. A fun group game that is lesser well known is Dungeon Explorer 1 and 2.
Yeah, I haven't played those.
Okay, so yeah, Dungeon Explorer 1 and 2. We can't officially sanction these, but we'll get back to you on that.
But no, Rayman and Raving Rabbids too.
Raving Rabbids was the other one I was going to bring up. That's a really fun party game with on the Wii because also the Sonic Olympics and the sports games.
Obviously Wii Sports and all that. Yeah.
So Courtney has been with me for a long time, and there was a weekend where my parents were out of town, and we just pulled the couch in front of the TV, and basically for the entire weekend we sat there and we invited people over who broke Wii controllers. That was what happened. But up until that happened, Courtney sat on the fireplace and just watched us play because we'd be like, and you do all the different swimming strokes and stuff like that. And she said that was fun to watch.
Yeah.
F-Zero, specifically F-Zero X on the N64, and like GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, the violence was low key.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. And like I'm against showing my kids like human versus human violence. Yeah. Like Overwatch is like there's no blood, there's no screaming, dismemberment. Like it is more family friendly, and there's you respawn, you come back in, stuff like that. So I would say that those, and I play those with my brothers and his friends, and Kat plays that too, and it's that and Splatoon are the two shooters.
The other one I was going to bring up.
Yeah. Somebody says games that are based on anime. Most of the games that I've played that are based on anime are going to be either like visual novels, which I enjoy.
I like those.
Or like fighters.
Yeah.
But I don't really think of those as like family games. And that's what we're talking about now is like family and group games. So that might be something we can discuss on a future, like because anime licensing is much more successful than other forms. So that might be the topic in a future episode. So
stay tuned for that one. But yeah, Splatoon's a great example of something you can give to kids, and it's violent while being not graphic at all, because you just splat them with paint.
And like Smash Brothers, you're knocking them off a cliff to their deaths, but it's cute.
Yeah, because they go woo.
And then a game that's coming out in May, Lethal League.
Yeah, is
like that's another one. Like there's not blood or anything. You're just whacking a baseball at somebody.
But that brings up the question, which they've actually done studies on this. When it comes to kids, because violent video games don't bring out more violence. But when you take violence or sex and you take out the negative outcomes, then you have a problem of disassociation.
Okay. I can see that.
So the idea being like Splatoon, okay, well, their understanding, they just got splatted with paint. And then they fell over. Right. As opposed to, he exploded a grenade and he just went, and that's it. As opposed to the actual...
I can see that.
Yeah.
And going back to the comments, he said a lot of the GameCube games are family-oriented. GameCube was... Like, the N64 was the first one to have the four controllers, and then GameCube continued that. Yeah. And I still think that actually, that brings up another one. Let me finish that first thought, and then I'll come back to that. I think that Mario Kart Double Dash is the most fun one to play multiplayer because you're a team and you're working toward an objective. Yeah. Another type of game that qualifies for this is single player short trial games. Super Monkey Ball on the GameCube. A round of Monkey Ball is going to last 20-30 seconds. Yeah. And then you hand the controller off to somebody else and let them do it.
So that's the old school way we used to play multiplayer, because with the game, most games didn't have multiplayer back in my day. And you'd play for a bit, and then you'd hand it over. Yeah. Meaning, like, if I played a ton of games on NES like that. I played Silver Surfer like that. I played a ton of them where if you're a kid, you don't care if it's going to take you a while. So sometimes it's like a 30-minute wait for that.
Right.
I played Grand Theft Auto that way in high school. We played Grand Theft Auto 3 with my buddy Travis.
Taking turns?
So what we would do is we would take turns and we'd cause as much destruction as we could.
Well, yeah, everybody does
died.
that.
And when you die, then you hand over the controller. But you didn't get to put in like any health codes or anything. You could put in codes to get more weapons, because that would give you more. That would allow you to cause more destruction quicker.
Right, and so you're not running around trying to find a weapon.
Yeah, because it's a waste of time. Boring. So that's not a family game, though. But,
no, that is definitely not a family game.
But let us know in the comments on the video, and tweet to us. Let us know what some of your favorite family games are, and give us some of your favorite stories of playing with family members.
And suggestions, because we got Dungeon Explorer 1 and 2.
Haven't played
I'll see what that is.
I'm going to check them out now. So yeah, we'll check them out. We'll see you guys later.
Thanks.